Good evening, individuals. It's Zop back again with another video. Once again, hungover as fuck. Like these last few videos, I'm either ill, both physically and mentally, or hungover. It's like almost every time I make a video, I'm like either sick or hungover. But we're going to review a very interesting news article once again from Florida, because the most interesting, peculiar news stories come from that state, because the arrest records are public, of course. So you get major meth heads exposed, which is of course entertaining. So let me read the headline of this lovely Floridian bloke, I guess, Floridian. Florida man caught with genitals out, said he was cleansing his spirit. So I don't know if this is from the Holy Church of Jesus Christ. That I don't know. I've never read the Bible, but I don't know if it says in the Bible that you have to cleanse your spirit by taking out your nutsack. But you know, he was clearly attempting to do something religious. But I don't know which religion. I'm not trying to offend anybody, but let me read the rest of the article. Why do weird things always happen in the middle of the night? And also, why do they happen in Florida? Well, once again, I told you, of course, in the Florida part, the arrest records are public. So you're going to get, like, again, the Miami cannibal story. I have done a video on that. There was a student, and I was going to say that he was high on flakka, aka crocodile. Some place they call it crocodile, other place they call it flakka, but I guess in Florida they should call it not crocodile, but gator. But listen, the guy wasn't even on drugs, but it was a student, and he attacked a man and chewed his fucking face. Like it was a cannibal attack. And they never found a motive, and he wasn't even high on flakka or crocodile, because usually flakka and crocodile are associated with people fucking chewing on other people's faces. Yes, cannibal attacks are associated with that drug. It's also called the zombie drug, maybe. But the other part, let me get back to the news article. The other part, why do weird things always happen in the middle of the night? Because that's when all the major meth bingers are active now. And of course, because for some reason people still think, and I'm not a criminal, but they still think that if you're going to commit a crime at night, that you have a higher risk of succeeding and not getting caught. Even though I've read somewhere, I don't know if this is true, and it depends on the country, but actually committing a crime at night is more risky than during the day. It depends on what, of course, you're doing. Like if you're fucking exposing your genitals and cleansing your Holy Spirit, you could have an argument that it's better to do it at night, because there's not as much vision. But in terms of robbery, I'm pretty sure that most people, of course, are more likely to suspect a robbery when it's during the night than when it's during the day. Because during the day, it might just be the milkman trying to shag your wife. You know, it could be somebody trying to fix your house, like not steal shit. But let me continue reading. A Florida man was caught trespassing at 2 a.m. That's the genital Holy Spirit cleansing hour. 2 a.m. with his pants opened and genitals exposed. He explained to Florida police that he was doing a chant and was cleansing himself spiritually. Wow, that's very interesting. Again, like I told you, I don't know if this bloke is associated with any religion. And no, I've not read the Bible, and I don't know if it actually says in there on chapter 6, whatever fucking verse it is, that you have to whip out your nutsack to cleanse the Holy Spirit and keep the ghosts at bay. But I don't know, he was definitely attempting to do so. He definitely had some faith in the holy cleansing by whipping out his genitals. So here's the picture of the bloke, and I gotta honestly tell you, like most Florida man meth head stories, this is not the weirdest, far from the weirdest guy. Like there was the other day, there was the bloke, yes, the Florida man, who inserted a pickle in his fucking asshole to pleasure himself, while also trespassing, by the way, publicly inserting a pickle, while the police was already there, and he was fucking still pleasuring himself with a pickle. And if you saw the mugshot, you would immediately say, okay, looks like somebody like Logan Paul, it's done. You know, you 100% for sure know they are guilty of the crime they committed. Well, is it a crime pleasuring yourself with a pickle in public? I don't know if it's a crime, probably a felony. But in this case, the point I'm trying to make is, does this guy really look like somebody who would whip out his genitals while trespassing at 2 a.m. to cleanse the Holy Spirit? Not really. It just looks like somebody who works at Walmart. And just fucking, I don't know, it doesn't look like a crazy Florida man meth head. And he also doesn't look really high on stimulants, so that's peculiar. Doing a chant and cleansing himself spiritually sounds a lot like moaning and masturbating to me. Okay, buddy. Yes, you could say, of course, he whipped out his genitals to cleanse the Holy Spirit, but a chant, if you associate a chant with masturbation, you're probably a little bit fucked up in the head. So it sounds a lot like moaning and masturbating to me, but who am I to comment on his spiritual practices? Yeah, well, okay, it's called, what is it called? Land of the free, home of the brave, of course. Freedom of speech and freedom of holy cleansing the spirit with your fucking nutsack. I mean, look, freedom of religion. So if this well, the only problem is he did it while he was trespassing. So that's what you call public indecent exposure. That's one thing, but also because of the trespassing. That's another charge. But if this Florida wanker just sat at home on his couch with the blinds closed, of course, because I do know that in the US and many other Western countries, you can get sued if your neighbors can see that you're doing dirty shit through your window, you know? So, yes, if he had the blinds closed and he was sitting on his couch, then he whipped out his nutsack and cleansed the Holy Spirit, he would have been fine. But he had to do it while trespassing, and I had to do it when going outside to get the real holy elixir. But yeah, if he just did it inside, he probably would have been fine. The 29-year-old... Okay, so this is again... I sort of I always repeat myself, but this is again... 29-year-old. Does this Florida man look like 29? He looks way older. I say this every single time with these Florida man mugshots. I did tell you that he doesn't look very weird, but he looks so much fucking older than 29. He got major balding already for 29, and of course, some people are already completely bald at like 23. Like, God really punished you then to get a massive dome of desire at 23. You probably should get some redemption by never getting cancer. You know, you should probably... If God punished you to the extent, or whoever, because Elon Musk, I gotta be very non-offensive, Elon Musk and his stepfather, well, no, his actual father, Errol Musk, who impregnated his stepdaughter, that's true, yes, dirty wanker, claims that we live in a simulation. So whether it's God or the creator of the simulation who punished you to be completely Norwooded to the fucking sky at 23, aka being completely bald, you should get a token which you can redeem to never get carcinogenic activity. Do we all agree that you will never get cancer as a compensation or consolidation price for being fucking bald at 23? I mean, I'm not hating for the people. Like, I'm receding myself. I'm not trying to be hypocritical, but it's so fucking terrible. But again, the original point I was making, this bloke, Florida man, apparently is 29 years old. Major balding and just the forehead wrinkles and just the look like if you bent over accidentally, he will do the gritty or whatever they call that. So I gotta be very careful around this man, of course, because he will try to cleanse the Holy Spirit by using your fucking rectum or something. I don't know, but back to the point. He looks so much older than 29, and every Florida man mugshot, it's the same case. Like, even a 21-year-old looked like 35. I guess it's the math. So, the 29-year-old man was identified as Kenneth Grey. According to the court filing, Grey was on the premises of a closed Mexican restaurant at 2:15 a.m. So was he trying to shove a burrito rectally to cleanse the Holy Spirit? Because my question is, what was he doing at the Mexican restaurant? He jumped the fence of the Red Mesa Cantina in St. Petersburg and tripped a silent alarm that notified the authorities. So then, the article will probably say it, but my question now, of course, and everybody, is did he whip out the nutsack to cleanse the Holy Spirit before the police arrived or after? But we're gonna read. When local police officers arrived at the restaurant, they found Gray sitting inside a fenced area near the outdoor bar with his pants opened and genitals exposed. Okay, so here's the answer. He was already fucking majorly holy elixir cleansing the Holy Spirit before the cops arrived by whipping out his genitals, sitting on a chair as well. Even after knowing that he tripped an alarm. You know, he knew at that point that he set off an alarm, and he still decided to fucking whip out the hairy nutsack. Like, I'm yeah, sorry for all this disgusting information, but that's the point of this whole news article, unfortunately. But yeah, that's very important, you know, to know if it happened before or after. Big difference. Grey was then detained and charged with loitering and prowling. I understand the prowling, but loitering, I've never heard of the word before. A misdemeanor. It's only misdemeanor. I would have thought it was felony because he trespassed and showed this disgusting nutsack. That maybe might be even a crime for this Florida bloke. I mean, if he wasn't that bald, it would have been a misdemeanor, but that is just fucking crime. After police read Grey his rights, he admitted to trespassing and told police he was doing a chant and cleansing himself spiritually. I wonder if this is a daily practice for him. Yes, because you always gotta wonder, because, you know, when people get caught, that's when you start to think about, okay, how often has this occurred? But you always forget the people, of course, in the first place who never got caught. And how many times did this Florida man actually go to a Mexican restaurant or maybe to Chinatown to whip out his genitals to cleanse the Holy Spirit? I mean, he might have done it like daily, like the article said, like maybe a daily practice. Hopefully at home, most cases. But who knows? He's been on the prowl for so long in Chinatown and whipping out the genitals like everywhere to cleanse the Holy Spirit. I can't fucking select, yeah. Kenneth Grey was locked up and has a bond set to $250. Again, I always say this as well. Like, sometimes you have these crazily high bonds, and now you get a bond of $250. Look, I don't think he's like a serious criminal. He's not a murderer. He's not a rapist, thief, or whatever. But trespassing and indecent exposure probably should have a higher bond than $250. Or am I crazy? I mean, this motherfucker is gonna pay the $250, and the first thing he's doing, like I said, is going to the Chinatown to cleanse the Holy Spirit and whip out the hairy nutsack somewhere. Like 100%, because it's $250. Like, you can easily, like, who cannot pay that? He's no longer allowed to go near the restaurant. Oh, you would guess so, yes, because it was actually a Mexican restaurant. They probably don't want to see his burrito ever again. Okay, he's no longer allowed to go near the restaurant. Turned out this was not his first time getting arrested. His rap sheet included prior convictions for trespassing, obstructing police, and possession of an open container of alcohol. Like, that's fucking crazy to me, by the way. From the Netherlands. Well, actually, that's not true. Like, as of recently, if you're walking around in Amsterdam, there's many areas where you cannot have alcohol in your hands, unless it's closed. And of course, he got caught for open containers, so that means open. But like in general, I think the US, especially like conservative states, probably Arkansas, what are the hillbillies shagging their cousins? What is that? Texas, hillbilly? No, Alabama, of course, Arkansas, Ohio. I believe that if you walk around on the streets with open container of alcohol, it's treated as so much more serious as over here. Except for some specific areas. But anyway, again, thank you all for watching this video. I'm tired as fuck as usual. I actually slept for like 30 minutes tonight. It's like insane. The pro-inflammatory cytokines that are eating my dopaminergic neurons in my brain as we speak. You're gonna get major Alzheimer's like, unfortunately, Sleepy Joe. And by the way, I'm looking very much forward to the rematch. It's actually insane because most of the world cannot believe it's again a rematch between Orange Man and Sleepy Joe. And who do I think who would win? I have honestly no clue, but I would not say it's a landslide for either party. I would say at best, and it's a little bit of an easy prediction, but I would say 50-50. Because of course, it was actually today, I saw it in the headlines somewhere on YouTube, that Orange Man was found to be guilty for whatever he did. It is not checking the porn star, but something with tax or something. But of course, Biden can't speak a single sentence, kind of like me right now, major stroke alert. But then you have so many people, fucking so many Americans that truly hate Trump. Like, this is what I always notice. Like, the times I went to the US, like, there's no country, well, of course, some shithole, probably somewhere, where the politics are so divided, like polarized, like either Democrat or Republican, like big difference. And it's not like those people absolutely hate each other, but it's like a big polar opposite compared to over here. You have many, many different parties. But it's going to be very entertaining. That's the most important part to me, at least. Like I hope the debates between Orange Man and Sleepy Joe come. I hope nobody's going to be shitting in their diapers. And, you know, it's always going to be entertainment because Orange Man always brings the entertainment. And again, I would say 50-50 for both people to win, 50% chance. And I have no clue, but thank you all for watching this video.